Much of what I'm talking about is in my most recent Judicial Watch book, A Republic Under Assault. I encourage you to read it. Durham hasn't added much more to the information we have in there. We're also finding out that another handler of Danchenko told Danchenko to delete information from his phone about his contacts with Steele and his contacts with the FBI, meaning delete evidence. And why is it, after all of that information detailing, in my view, criminal activity by senior FBI officials and agents, is Danchenko the only one on the dock? And I think that's what a jury might be asking. And it's very interesting to me that Durham seems to be putting the FBI on trial here as much as Danchenko, and I don't know how a jury's going to handle that. We'll know soon, because probably by the time you see this video, maybe not today, but if you're seeing it again next week, we'll have a verdict in. And then we're going to be waiting for a report. And everyone's excited about the Durham report. Well, I'd be interested to know what he came up with, because a lot of what he's doing is following on Judicial Watch's work. He was hired 3.5 years ago, 3 prosecutions, one which was a wash in my view, one which was a failure, and the other, in my view, just scratched the surface. This one now. We've gotten some information from Durham in the meantime, which is important, but further highlights Durham's failures. So, for instance, in the Sussman investigation, and during that trial, we found out that they were spying on Trump, likely using Defense Department resources. Judicial Watch uncovered that as well through our FOIA work. So why isn't anyone on the dock for that other than Sussman? Has Hillary been questioned by Durham before a grand jury? This dossier that is becoming, again, even more clear, everyone knew was a lie, was used by James Comey, the FBI director under Obama, who was fired subsequently by Trump, rightly so. Just in the last days of the Obama administration, there was this this infamous meeting at the Oval Office that included Susan Rice, James Comey, some others I'm probably not remembering, but Obama and Biden. And they talked about the fact they really had nothing on Trump with respect to Russia. But they also talked about the fact that Comey was going to go confront Trump and try to entrap him, it looks like, with this dossier that he knew was a lie. So the idea that these lower level guys are the only ones targeted by Trump, or excuse me, by Durham, to me, and I'm sure it is to you, is infuriating. And I tell you, we didn't need a special counsel to write a report. We could have an IG write a report. Heck, I'll write you a report. I mean, much of what I'm talking about is in my most recent Judicial Watch book, A Republic Under Assault. I encourage you to read it. Durham hasn't added much more to the information we have in there. But you had just the Justice Department and Bruce Orr working with Christopher Steele, the Clinton operation. We uncovered, and the IG uncovered, that the FBI had told Christopher Steele about their investigation of Trump. Steele was working for Hillary at the time, so of course Hillary leaked that. So they're essentially leaking to the Clinton campaign just before the election. They were targeting Trump with an outrageous and outlandish spy operation. So what are we talking about this week in Washington, D.C.? Of course, it's January 6th. So that's the establishment's response. They'd rather talk about a disturbance that lasted one day and then use that disturbance as a reason to try to intimidate anyone from exercising their First Amendment rights related to election integrity, rather than get justice for an FBI and Justice Department that actively interfered not only in the election of 2016, but in the transfer of power. saddling Trump with this investigation that they knew there was no good faith basis for. And of course, Mueller also knew all of this was a lie, and he would have harassed Trump until the end of time if Trump hadn't fired Sessions, gotten Barr in, and Barr saw it was up and fired him, or told him he needed to end the investigation. So I don't know what's going to happen with this Danchenko investigation, this Danchenko trial. I gave you some of the highlights. It's going on as we speak, but it's expected to end early next week, and then Durham's going to give a report. Obama, Hillary, Brennan, Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Page. Think of all the others involved in this criminal enterprise against Trump. None of them have faced any consequence from Durham or anyone in the Justice Department. It's a complete failure of our justice system, and Trump remains a crime victim, and the crimes are largely going to go unpunished. And that's the truth of it. And if I were running Congress next term, I would be bringing in all these people in to put them under oath in the least. Because certainly the Justice Department is never going to do the right thing. And at least you can get some more accountability from some hearings and investigations. Because as far as I'm concerned, the FBI and the Justice Department can never be trusted again, and should not be trusted right now to prosecute a jaywalking crime, let alone anything politically sensitive. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like our video down below.